Hi everyone. In today's session, I'll be explaining you about the control utilization channel. This channel is a part of QCS performance services. Apart from this channel, there are three more channels. These are VPA, sensor stability, and transition. Those will be covered in the different sessions. In this session, I'll be explaining about the solution, its benefits, objectives, and then we'll be navigating through the demo sessions where we will see the dashboards, how those look like, how to create the track rules, how to generate the alerts and the reports. So if you see this screen, this has been classified in two screens. Actually, the top one represent the past and the bottom one represent the future. In the past, less data was available to be analyzed. So if you consider this 8 data points as the instrument, so if you have a fault in a one instrument, then it's easily to identify and it can be done in a manual way. But in the future, as the technology grows and we have much more data to be analyzed. So once we have a problem in one of the instrument, when we have a 300 instrument, it took a tedious time and it's a very hard process to identify an issue. So in this case, our performance channel helps, which keep on scanning all data points, and it will easily find the needle in the haystack, and the problem solving rate is faster. So you can consider this conical filter as an ability engine and as an analytic engine where all the raw data is being fed into this, and only actionable data, data which is relevant, which needs to be analyzed and which needs to be prioritized, that actionable data only will get as the output. So instead of navigating through all type of data, we just need to see what data is relevant and which needs to be focused. So ABB Service Port is a secure remote enabled service delivery platform that allows user to view, scan and track the key performance indicators to ensure maximum performance of equipment and process, resulting in high operation efficiency. And the key functionality of these are view, scan, track, predictive alerts, where you will get the notifications, and the reporting function. ABB QCS performance service channel is accessed through the ABB service port. This is a service delivery platform which will be deployed at the customer location. You can view and operate the channel through a web-based window, which is easily accessible by the team members or by the persons is been chosen. With the ABB QCS performance service channels, we get the advantage of continuous monitoring and data analysis to greatly reduce the time and effort needed to identify the issues related with the controls and with the sensors or with the process. This data is classified based on your specific KPIs to provide a list of problematic items that are then prioritized based on the severity, process area, criticality. This analysis leads to more informed, more responsive decision making by your team, resulting in better performance and utilization. This is having a capability to send the predictive notifications and email or SMS when any KPI is getting exceeded. So digital technology accelerates the services delivery and its value. If we consider a traditional service, what it does is like it ensures the availability of the system, it avoids plant process disturbance, and it reduces the cost on a short-term basis. But when we have a process improvement services, it increases the reliability, improves the process performance, and reduces the quality variances and productivity improvements. But the digital, it captures the knowledge fast, it analyzes the data quickly and improve performance continuously, and it improves the performance on long-term basis. So in today's production environment, paper makers depend on the quality control system equipment for the daily operation of their paper machine. To maximize production throughput and quality, the QCS must also be performing at the peak efficiency. When control loops are not tuned or left in manual, the benefit of modern control technology is not working optimally for the paper maker. So QCS performance channel addresses this issue by continuously analyzing the control utilization or the sensors data to improve the QCS performance, resulting in better production at lower cost to the paper maker. These are some of the key benefits of the performance service for the QCS. So it improves the production uptime by optimizing the QCS performance. It accelerates the problem solving. Once you have an issue, you can just navigate and you can just get it, or maybe you can get the some alerts. Based on that, you can take action very in a faster way. It saves time and money. It identifies the opportunity where you can improve, where you are lacking. Basically, it identifies the gap between the control performance and the system. It reduces the response time and travel expenses. Once you have an issue, it can be directly accessed through the remote enabled services, and an expert can have a look, which will reduce the time of the travel and saves the money. It increases the availability of the process speeds and product quality. So how does it this control utilization channel works? So in a paper machine, we will be having a day shift report generated at the end of the day. So this day shift report summarize the MD and CD control utilizations. So for the 24 hours paper machine, it may have a two shifts or the three shifts based on the conditions. These shift reports are analyzed to determine how much each control is used per shift. Inactive controls can then be addressed to better control process variabilities. So as you can see, this is the data view of the QCS control utilization channel. It provides a trend of the percentage utilization for a selectable controller over selectable time period, which is shown in the figure here. The time periods are selectable from weekly, monthly, quarterly, and yearly. Even we can select the multiple controllers by using the control key. The trend data is percent utilization from the QCS day shift report for the selected controller. The view as data points option show individual data point, which is very helpful to identify the gaps in the data when no day shift report occurred for a selected controller. For each controller that has at least one non-zero KPI, a summary for that controller is shown in this display. The number of periods they or shift is displayed in the top vertical bar. Periods with issue and the individual day or shift average KPI for the analyzed time periods is shown in the individual horizontal bars under the percentage threshold. This is one of the example of the control utilization where the data has been analyzed for the speed optimization, and it's been observed that for some of the day this control speed optimization control was left in manual or it's been underutilized during this period. So the customer has found out there was some process variability, so it's been left in manual and operator has forgot to turn it on, and it fixes it, so it increases the productivity of the system. So service port track rules, this is one of the best feature where we can create some of the rules based on the data what we have captured and we get the notification alerts. So these track rules allow user to create conditional rules to monitor the analysis result for each channel. Each time a rule is violated, the event is recorded in database on the service port. Rule violation for each channel can be viewed on the corresponding event view. Those event view we will see on the next slides. And even we can send alerts when the KPI or any data is getting exceeded. This is one of Pareto view, how it looks like you can prioritize your issues or how many times a rule is getting triggered. You can take some actions based on the data what we have here. So if you see this rule is been triggered more than 48 times, so this needs a higher attention, and these rules are triggered like 4 or 5 times in a this range period of like for a month. So this action has to be priority has to be given to this track rule and has to be mitigate on as soon as possible. So this is the track summary. Here the all trends are being analyzed and monitored. Allows user to choose specific trend to analyze further if for instance a trend appears to be outside desired operating parameters. This has been categorized into three areas like high, medium, and low. So we can set some priorities on the track rules, and these track rules are getting distinguished here in the high category and the medium category and the low category. This is a log view. This log view is available for a more filtered and detailed look at a rule violation that have been previously detected. It can also be sorted out and it can be like filtered out based on the low, medium, and high, and can be also be selected based on the date range. This is one of the template of the mail, how it looks like when the true rule is getting violated, we'll get some alert, and this alert can be defined for some of the specific rules or for all of the rules by time to time. Like once you have on site and you should know that the control is underutilized, like if you are monitoring any headbox loop for some of the tuning powers, then you can create some track rule for that. And once you are on site, you come to know, okay, the rule was that headbox control was not running in auto for the shift 1 and it's running auto in the shift 2 and shift 3. So based on that, you can create some of the track rules. This is the counter plot figures. It provides visualization of the control utilization key performance indicators average for each weekly analysis. The KPI is defined by how far the control loop average time in automatic deviates from the desired limit. For example, if you have set a threshold of 98%, the x-axis designates the time period with start date on the left and the end date on the right. A dark region indicates a problem area and a lighter to whiter region indicates a controller that is very close or meeting the utilization limit. So we have to take the action where the regions are dark. If it is like light gray or it's white, then it's under control and the controls are getting well utilized based on the threshold what we have set. As you can see, this is the list of the 12 loops, and based on that 1, 2, 3, 4, you can have some 12 loops here. So we can easily identify this 2 loop is corresponding to dry stock, third is corresponding to the head box, and the issue is having with the MCD control. It looks like it's been turned off for the longer time. So this is one of the extra view, like a CVAT view. The CVAT provides an average of the KPI over the specific time period, and the percentage value indicates the number of occurrences over the specified time period. Having a feature of generating a report, it provides some kind of feedback with a greatly expanded data set, which increases the ability to identify the problems. Some of the observations can be mentioned and some of the recommendation can also be added in the report along with the data what we can capture from the system. So how the configuration is been done for the control utilization channel. So once we visit the customer side, we verify whether the AOS or Merlin branch is available on the connectivity server or it's been healthy. Then we'll verify a data logger connectivity with the connectivity server. So data logger is a tool which captures the data. It's like a logging of the data. Once the communication works, we will create a tag list. So this is more specific is a standard tag list for the control utilization, which will be capturing about the targets and some production parameters. Then we create some new logger sessions. These logger sessions are basically triggered at end of the day. Once the day ends, then we'll wait for the 1 day because the reports get generated at the end of the day. Once we have the data in the folder, we'll verify that the data exists and it's a good data. Then we will create an analysis config file. Analysis config file, we will also set up the threshold limits. Like if you want to set some limits for the headbox control loop as a 90%, then you can set it here, or it can be modified at the later stage based on the requirement. Once we have the config file, we will create the task scheduler. Task scheduler will trigger in a specific time periods to validate to triggers those data into the particular folder so that those can be processed. Then we will validate the channel operation. Just we'll navigate through the dashboards whether the data is coming properly or it's having some of the values. Then our save service port is ready to use. Later on, some track rules can be created. So these track rules are like based on the process condition or conditions or like based on our requirements. If you want to set up some alerts, then that can be done. Or if we have any predefined issue which we want to monitor, then that track rules can be set up on the immediate basis, or the data can be logged for a month or for the week to analyze and to see whether any track rule need to be set it up to improve the performance. So how this is been delivered? So this is a ability platform which will be getting into, which will be having all this of all this type of data. Here we are discussing about the control utilization, but we can have a QCS transition, VPA, sensor stability, all the type of data has been fed to this ability platform. And this have its on analytical engine which process the data and generates the KPIs and the actionable items. This actionable information is available for the local team. It can be customer or the ABB representative, so they can have a view, and once they have some action to be taken, then that can be taken on the priority. But if the something is going beyond the limit and it takes time, or then they can get some support from the external experts. and then external experts can view those data with a firewall. Definitely it's like a customer specific firewall. If they want to allow it to for the remote access, then only it will be allowed, otherwise it will not be. So if an expert sitting on a globally at a different location, he can do the remote troubleshooting and he can give some services which solves the problem in a faster way. The best part of this is like this views are associated with the analytics and KPIs. These can be made available to reuse in external applications as well. The service connection platform now makes use of these channels for expanded access notification and usage. Now let's walk you through the demo part. So this is how the service port dashboards looks like. It has the multiple channels line up here. So it has cyber security, loop performance, QCS control. So in that case, if you want to have a complete QCS performance services, you can just go with the service. One service port would have all the channels enabled, and then that's it. You no need to go for the multiple service port for each channel. Even you can add multiple paper machines if you want. If you have a 3 or 4 paper machines in a single network, the only thing is we should have the OPC connectivity, and once it's through, you can add multiple paper machine on a single service port. So it reduces the cost of the hardware as well. So let's navigate through the data view. So this is the data view. This is the raw data which has been fetched at end of the day. So each data points here represent like the data has been fetched at this time. So each day will be having a one data point because this shift reports are getting generated, or this day shift reports are getting generated at end of the day. If there is some missing data or some data is are not available, then we can see, okay, maybe the some connectivity issues or the system is down. Then this is very helpful in that way. Otherwise, this trend also confirms that this control is being utilized 40% for a day, and the 80% on the second day on maybe that second, and then it's getting reduced, and by around end of the week it's been running on a zero. So the area of investigation is like why it's going down or when it's become zero. So is there any process variation or it's a machine downtime is there? So this can be investigated. Similarly, like a speed optimization, if you see it's been reducing and then increasing, so some type of KPIs can also be created. Some of the track rules can be created to monitor this type of rise. So why it's been utilized more and why the other loops are not getting utilized more, and why that this been turned off for some of the time when the speed optimization is fully functional. So this type of things can also be monitored, and you can also select from the weekly, monthly or quarterly view. If you can go, you can just navigate through some of the selectable things here. And then the next view is the event view. So event view, if you click on the expand categories, you will get the data range. You can just browse the data range here and there. It will select the period. So like if selected, so each data point selects here gives the weekly reports. Like it's a 1080 into, once you select this data point, you are going to get the data between 1080 into October 25th. And if you select this data point, you are going to get the data between October 25th to 1st November. So these data points can also give some idea. So here also you can go to the weekly, monthly, quarterly or yearly view. Based on that, you can also select the data ranges here. So it shows like Headbox is having an issue of four. It has been analyzed for the 4 periods because there are 3 shifts. If there are 2 shifts, then it's been showing it's a 3-1. 3 periods are analyzed, and each period will be contributing a 33.33%. As you see, these are the non-zero values. So the KPI value is 100 here. But if any two of them is triggered, then it will be having a value of 50 and the value is 2. So our area of concern is like which are more like it's like 100%. So this is like not at all utilized. So we can go through this by selecting here, and then we can see what is the issue, whether it's been not been used from the longer time. And then we can analyze this control. If we go to the head box, like if we select the shift 2, it will go back to the data view where we can see, okay, in the shift 2, this control has been like less utilized or it's been in dripping down. So based on these trends, we can just have a look in the paper machine or can speak with the operators what might be causing for these controls to not getting utilized properly. or there might be some issue to using, or it may need some time to fix it. So this is very helpful in that. And then we have a configuration view here. The configuration view helps to create the alerts. Let me show you one of the alerts which I create. Let we create the alert for the MCD control. Let MCD, even we have seen the headbox. Let's go for the headbox. Headbox control is utilized for more than 90%. Most of the cases will be only using this track rules if the loops are less utilized. But let's just for an example, I am putting like if we want to monitor a headbox control is utilized for more than 90%, then you can put some type of description here. Then you can recommend investigate. You can set a priority as a low, and then you can check that if the value is above threshold, then you can select the controller. So this is the case when you fix the issue and you want to get it notified in the morning. Okay, the issue has been fixed and operator is functionally fully using this headbox control in the third shift. So you will get the alert. So no need to call the operators, and before you call the operator, you have alert in your mobile. The headbox control is functionally fully functioning and being utilized for more than 90%. So you can select a data, or you can, like, if you want to monitor for the shift 3 is maybe in the night, then you can put a 90% here, and then you can create a data. And when the report generates and the headbox control is more than 90%, you will get an alert. You can even create one more rule here, like, or you can set some change the priority, like just for an example, if the rate of change I will put inst, or I will put a value increased here, or I will put a select control the same headbox, the KPI value weekly, then I can select a shift 3, then I can create. So as you can see here, it's the end operator has been come. So it's come because this is the all here. So once the two conditions got satisfied, then only we'll get the triggers. So if you can select any one, so the end will change to the or. So any of the condition will get true, then you will get the notification. Otherwise, if both are false, then you will not get the notification. So you can save this rule, and the rule has been created here. So you can see the new rule has been added up here. So you can configure, even if you want to monitor it for the smaller time, you can just monitor it later on. If you want to keep this rule but don't want to get the alerts, then you can just press the deactivate here. Once you press the deactivate, the alerts will get stopped here. And here you can directly go to the log view. Even if you want to change it further, then you can change the settings and can again so use the same rule again and again for different purposes. So here is the track event view. So track event view will show how this, as I explained in the presentation, this has been categorized in the 3 categories like high, medium, and low. So these are the high rules which has been created. This is the rules with the medium severity, and this is the rules with the low severity. So here the one explains means this rule is been triggered for the one time once the report is generated. So if you have more number of rules violated here, then you will get the more numbers. The more numbers means the action has to be, the priority has to be given to this section, and it has to be fixed on the priority. So then you can have a log view also. Log view will gives just a log when that rules has been triggered based on the priority. You can filter it out. You can select all rules, and then you can like uncheck it which rule you want to monitor. You can just like filter it based on the priority. Like if you want to see only the high rule, medium rule, or low rule. So based on that, you can just select it, and can based on that the list will change. And then this is the Pareto view. Pareto view is like now we have only this rule has been triggered during this time period. So this looks like only a one, and this rule has been triggered 5 times. But if we have more rules and it's been running for the longer time, then we may have a view like this, where one of the rule has been triggered 40 times in a week, so in a month. So then this action has to be taken on the priority, and this can be taken on the second priority, on the third priority, and this is having a low priority, so we can keep this rule in the last. But yeah, this has been triggered 480 times in a month, so this has to be fixed very soon, or maybe the next available shutdown. So this type of actions can be created. Even we can generate the report. For generating a report, just we have to go to the report and we have to select a time range here. We put the customer name, location, and all the details which is been required. So no need to have a like all the loops, no need to be required in the loop. Like if you are going to the site to investigate some of the loops, like for the headbox and for the speed optimization, then you can select two rules, because a big report may confuse the customer. So it's better to have include those rules which you need to highlight them, and then just press the generate report and you can save it on the local PC. And once you save it, then it will process the KPIs, like process the shift 1, shift 2, shift 3 and all. And once the pop-ups come, then the report has been generated. You can open it, and once you open it, then you can add your own feedbacks or your comments and can submit to the customer. There is a one more thing here, is like to track the event manager. So here, so this is the view where you will set up the alerts to get the alerts on the email. So you can go like on the system access QCS VP, or you can select any particular rule, or you can just subscribe to it. And once you subscribe to, just you have to select the frequency. When you want the alerts immediately or hourly, or you want to have the alert on a daily basis or weekly basis, you can subscribe to alert. You can add your email, and then you can just subscribe to it. Once you have subscribed it, you will start getting the alerts on your mailboxes. Even you can see the complete list here. So what has been rules has been triggered for the control for the this is having a complete populated list over here. Sorry for the view, because of the screen resolution it's been like looking a little bit blur, but it's quite clear for the view. Here we have the cyber security, transitions, and the sensor stability, LV drive performance, and the control utilization. If we go to the control utilization, so this rules which has been created over there, and it will show when it's been triggered the last time. You can see and can monitor over here as well. So this is looks like here, and you can just subscribe to this one, and you can just remove the subscription if you don't want to get the alerts on the email. So this is how it works here for the subscription side and for the predictive alerts. So this is for the demo part on the service port. Thank you for joining the session.